Hi everyone, it's Louisa here, and I hope you're all doing great. Boy, what a dump that was this morning. So what we're going to do, as always, is I'm going to start off by taking you through what's on my chart on the higher time frames, and then from there we'll get down into the actual trade. I took 3 or 4 trades today, starting in London. I took a total of, I think it was 180 points, 170, 180 points, something like that. And what I'll do is I'll put a timestamp in the description below if you're just interested in hearing about the actual trades and not interested in the higher time frame. That's fine too. So with that, let's jump right in. Okay, so hope let's see. I hope you can see my screen here. 1 second. There we go. Okay, I'm going to make my screen as big as possible for you guys to see. Okay, so we're on the 1 hour time frame. And the key levels that I have on my chart, we talked about earlier this week. So up here at 26,400, we have October high. So that was our all-time high. Then we have at 26,266, we have Friday and Monday from last week equal highs, and you can see the equal highs here. Again, I'm going to make my chart as big as possible. So here are equal highs. Now this blue rectangle here, blue is on my chart, it means, or it represents areas that IPTA keeps repricing to. So we know that IPTA refers back 20, 40, and 60 days. And so it's great to have those on your chart so that you can refer to the high and low of the previous IPTA timeframes, the 20, 40, and 60 days. So anything that's blue on my chart represents areas that IPTA reprices to. So if we can see here, price came down, and here's the second rectangle that IPTA has been repricing to. So you can see that price came down, hit this area of interest, came back up right into this rectangle. We came down again, then we came back up. So we've been in this, I guess, chop zone where we have our highs and our lows. And then price came all the way down to last Tuesday's low. And then from there, we came all the way down to November low. Sorry, that's my dog, which is the previous week low. From there, we can see that price has been climbing, climbing, climbing. We've been in a buy program on the 1 hour time frame. And of course, price is fractal. So within this buy program, there are many, many buy and sell programs as you move into the 15-minute, the 5-minute, even the 1 minute. Okay. So it's important to remember that price is fractal. Now, this week, price action has been, again, between this area, so this fair value gap that I have on my chart here in blue. We've been coming into here, or just below here, excuse me. And what was interesting to me is for 2 nights this week, Asia has come to the same level. So it came up to this level, 25,769, dropped back into this area of interest. Price came back up, hit this area of interest, and then came right back down into this fair value gap. So it's important to put these areas that IPTA keeps repricing to on your chart. I don't call them SIBIs or BISIs when they're blue. I just call them area point of interest. So again, these areas of interest are on the 1 hour chart. I always have my areas of interest marked on the 1 hour. That's the lowest time frame that I use for areas of interest. And then I'm trading on the 5-minute, 2-minute, or 1 minute when price comes into an area of interest. So I'm going to make the schema a little bigger here. This over here on the right hand side, this is the 4 hour chart. And I will link in the description below how you can use this indicator so you don't have to keep flipping between the different chart timeframes. You can watch the 4 hour form, which to me is very helpful, while you're trading on the hourly or 5-minute or 1 minute. Okay, so let's take a look last night where what happened with Asia. And let's go, let's stay here for 1 second. So we can see that on Monday night, And Tuesday night, Asia reached the same level of price, and that was 25,769. And then on Wednesday, for the first time, we swept these highs. We came into this hourly area of interest, and this is where I became very interested to see how price would react. Price began to drop. We came back up, formed a mitigation block, and then dropped all the way back down into this blue hourly area of interest that IPTA has been repricing to. From there, last night, here's our Asia. Right in here, here's our Asia. And here is a SIBI, which formed between 1, 2, and 3 candles. I'm just going to put in here the 50% of this SIBI because that's important. Okay, so price reprices up into this SIBI from where this drop occurred, and look where it came to. It came right to the consequent encroachment, the 50%. So that tells me that price doesn't want to go any higher. And last night, price moved up, came to this 50%, and then immediately formed this this downward candle here. So let's go down to the smaller time frame so we can get just a better look here. Let's go to the 5-minute now that you have some context of what I'm looking for on the higher time frame. So overall, my bias is bearish. So price came up, repriced up into Asia, into the 50% consequent encroachment of this SIBI. Now here's where it got interesting. So I entered, I like to trade London at least a couple nights a week because I find the price action extremely clean and very simple to read. So basically we're looking for Asia to form or engineer liquidity above and below it, and then all we're waiting for is London to open and reprice above or below Asia, and then you can take a long or a short based on that. But this is what happened last night. So London opened and formed pretty much equal highs with Asia and then started to drop. Now this is telling me that price is bearish, okay, or that price is weak. So price drops down. We have nice displacement here, right? We have nice displacement. Price comes back up one more time, hits the exact same level. And then what do we get? We get a beautiful displacement down, okay? Gorgeous displacement. Now, if you guys follow my channel, you guys know what my entry model is. So I'm gonna put it here in case you're new to my channel. Entry model. Number 1, on the higher time frame, we are looking for a point of interest on the 1 hour time frame. Number 2, we are looking for order flow. And 3, we need time. And what does time mean? We are looking for our macros to begin at XX45 and the macro to be completed at XX15. Now for London, I'm going to add this in case you don't trade London. In London, that to me is 245 to 315, and oftentimes AM Eastern Standard Time, and oftentimes London's run can begin at 2:30. So at about 2:30, I have my eyes open for manipulation. That's what I'm looking for, manipulation. Okay, let's continue with the model. Once we have identified our higher time frame point of interest, so we're in this 1 hour SIBI, okay, we identified this as our 1 hour SIBI. We came to the 50% of that 1 hour SIBI, and we tapped Asia high. So that to me is the higher time frame point of interest on the 1 hour. Institutional order flow, for me it was bearish. Time, did we have time on our side? Well, I'll show you where I entered the trade. I entered the trade here, which was 325. So it was just outside of the macro, but it was the next macro that was beginning. So let me put this in. My next macro would be at sorry, to 345 to 315. Okay. After that, what am I looking for? I am looking for a sweep of liquidity. Then I am looking for a displacement with strength. Then I am looking for a change in the state of delivery, and we'll go over that in a second. Then I am looking for an SMT, and that is a correlation in asset movement between YS, ES, and NQ. And then I am looking for, and this is key, an inverted fair value gap overlapping or very close to a fair value gap, which equals a balanced price range. All right, what does all that mean? Well, this was an absolutely perfect setup today. So let's check this out together. We've checked all the boxes up here. We got the higher time frame point of interest on the 1 hour SIBI. We have institutional order flow, bearish time. You'll see the time it was here that I entered, I believe here. And that time was 325. It may have been here that I entered, but we'll see. 350 actually. Yeah, right here, 350. Okay, so let's take a look here. Did we have a sweep? Yes, we had a sweep. Check, check. Do we have displacement? Oh my God, look at this beautiful displacement down. Okay, this is the kind of displacement that you want to see. You want to see that price wants to move. IPTA is ready to move. It has to show us with strength. Sometimes when you see something like this, you panic and you think, oh my God, I'm missing the move. But have some patience. IPTA is showing you displacement. You haven't missed the move. There's always going to be an entry. Next, I'm looking for a change in the state of delivery. So let's identify where our change in the state of delivery is. If this is our last candle, down close candle right here, this is our highest point, then our change in the state of delivery is the last green candle or series of green candles that led into this downward movement. So change in the state of delivery is going to be here, but I wanted to put it on the wick this time. So let's put this on the chart, but you can determine or decide where you want to have your change in the state of delivery. I usually have it on the body, but it was such a big wick last night that I decided to go with the wick. So here's our change in the state of delivery. So allow price to come down, allow it to just drop. Lose the fear of missing out. Don't try and chase this, because the beautiful thing about IPTA is if it's going to have a good move, it's going to give you an opportunity to enter the trade. And look where we enter the trade. Actually, first let's look for the inverted fair value gap and fair value gap. So we have fair value gap right here. Now that's on the 5 minute. I think it was on the 2 minute last night when I was actually trading. Yeah. Okay. So here's our displacement down, right? So we have lots of fair value gaps coming down. This is what we want to see, right? We want to see these fair value gaps form. SIBI. This is a SIBI. And on the other side of the leg, we want to see an inverted fair value gap. Now, this is on the 2 minute. If I go down to the 1 minute or the 30-second, you'll find that there's an inverted fair value gap on this side. So this gives us our balanced price range. So now I'm just going to wait for price to come back up into a SIBI, and that's where I'm going to take my trade. And right here, and let me make this a little bit stronger so you can see it. There's the SIBI. Okay, so price comes down, and then you're just going to wait for price to come back up. Now, why this SIBI? Why not this SIBI or this SIBI? Well, when price is moving fast, it often won't come back into these SIBIs up here. Now, if you enter a buy up here, and wait for price to come up, you might miss the run. Now, if price does come up here, this is a great entry. So it's up to you and your model what you prefer. When I saw price almost tap into here, but then tap right into here. This is when I decided to get into the trade. And then you can see here was another opportunity to get into the trade. So you could have got into the trade here, 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 and then there were all these entries down here, but we're going to get to that in a second. So this is a perfect setup for me. This is an A+ setup. This is exactly what I look for. Stop loss, your choice, depending what your model is. You could put your stop loss up here, which would be like the safest. I wouldn't put my stop loss up there because it's just too far for me. But the next area that I would put is either on the bottom of this fair value gap here, or just above this candle. That's where I would put my stop. So let's just do that. Of course, every time I start on camera, my dog tries to get my attention. Okay, so now price starts to drop beautifully. And what we're trying to determine is where will price go, right? Where does IPTA want to reach? Well, if we want to know where price is going to go, we have to look to the left side of the chart, because this is the buy program, and now we are starting, IPTA is starting the sell program. So here's the buy program here, right? Buy, 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 up here. Then we get the reversal right here, and the reversal takes us into the sell program, which is right here. Okay, so if we want to know where price is going, we're just going to look to the left of the chart. We're going to look at the buy model, the buy side, MMBM, and this is MMXM, or sorry, SM, sell. Every PD array that forms here, we want to see disrespected. Okay, so here we have another PD array. And on this side, on the sell side of the chart, we want to see these PD arrays be disrespected. Every time a PD array is disrespected, price is going to continue to drop lower. Now, I think I got out of the trade somewhere down here and then I entered, but I'll show you where I entered after. I just want to finish the flow of information here. Okay. Now, we know that price is not going to continually drop, so we have a little bit of a pullback, and where does it pull back into? Right into the SIBI. Pulls into the SIBI, drops again. Comes back up, drops again. So as an exercise, what you could do is you could, on your chart, look on the, even on the 5-minute would be fine, and mark out all your SIBIs on the, they were BISIs on this side of the buy model, but I call them inverted fair value gaps when we're on the opposite side of the model, because price is coming down through them. So price continues to drop, and then we get to 930. Now, usually when we have this kind of a rundown from Asia, this is a daily template that is a continuation. When you have a movement like this, it's not impossible that there would be a complete reversal at 930, but more so, and I'm just going to put 930 here with a vertical line, it's more probable that there's going to be a continuation at 930. Now, what I did was I exited just before 930, because you never know what explosive kind of volatility is going to happen at 930. But here at 930, you can see that price dropped down, and what does it do? It comes right back up into our SIBIs. Okay, so price is repricing back up and then continues to drop again. Now, what did I have on my chart in terms of major levels? Well, these are the levels I've had on my chart for a couple weeks now. We have November low down here. We had Monday's low this past week, Monday low. Let me get this out of the way. So we have all of these lows that I was just watching. All I'm watching for is price to respect or disrespect the SIBIs. And then, of course, at 10 o'clock, when the 10 o'clock candle opens up, we know that it could be an open high low close or an open low high close. So we have to kind of see what that 10 o'clock reaction is going to be. So 10 o'clock opened. Here's our 10 o'clock candle. So we had an open high low close. So I exited at 9:30 and then I got back into the trade. So let's take a look at what my trades actually looked like. Sorry I'm taking so long, but I think context is really, really important when you're entering. Let me make this as big as I can. We'll actually see where I entered. If you have just a model, but you're lacking in knowledge of framework of the macro of the market, your model's not going to work as well as it could or should if you have intimate knowledge of the macro structure as well as the microstructure. And the microstructure, I'm talking about candle, right? Each candle, what to expect. But on the macro level, if you can have your higher time frame organized, so look for levels that IPTA has been returning to in the past 20, 40, 60 days. Primarily 20 days is what I go back. Make sure those levels are on your chart. Leave your fair value gaps where price has revisited on your chart. Make them a different color so you don't confuse them between your SIBI and BISI. And have this 4 hour on the side of your chart. Boy, these 4 hour candles really help me. Then we want to pay attention to time. So time for me comes first. It's time, then price. So let's just see here. Let's take all this stuff off and I'll show you exactly where I entered. So my first entry was I went short from here and then I exited. I got a little bit cold feet and I exited here. And then I got right back into the trade after price hit into the SIBI. I got into the trade here at 25,650 and I exited down here at 25,570. So I think that was 80 points. Then price retraced into this area and I waited for the market to open. Let's see, I entered the trade again from here, from this SIBI, exited here. So just before 9:30, I took this exit. This was 30 or 35 points. Then once the market opened and just before that 10 o'clock candle, I took another trade. I entered again from the SIBI. So as soon as price retraces back into the SIBI, I'm entering because you want to enter when price is retracing because I'm bearish, right? Like I know price is going down here. So enter again here, exit here, another enter here and exit here. And that gave me a total of 180 points. I think it is 180 points. I think I put that on my chart somewhere. $80 points, 32 points, and 40 points. So that's what it looks like today. I would be very interested in hearing from you guys in terms of what you saw. Were you expecting price to be bullish or bearish today? Did you have these main levels marked on your chart? Were you prepared for a bearish move based on what London did? You know, if you're not watching London, you're missing the precursor to the movie. Asia and London will give you really great insight in terms of what's going to happen in New York. And when we have a great rundown from London, similar to today, this is a daily model of ICT, and it is a continuation. And so when you have these kind of big runs down, you can expect 9:30 to open, have some volatility, and then have a continuation. So I just also want to show you guys, you know, where is price likely to go next? Well, take a look at, just move this out of the way. We've got November low down here, and this is a previous week low. So we have this whole area between here and here with low resistance liquidity. Now, you know, I don't know, is it going to go there this afternoon? Could. You know, is it going to go there tomorrow, Friday? It could. Like, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it comes back up. But we have been up here for the last couple of days. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me, or I'm anticipating that IPTA will want to reprice down here, and that will complete the buy-sell program. And that will take us down to 24,724. So this is not financial advice. This is not trading advice. And, you know, there's always risk involved. And so you should do your own analysis. And I'm not suggesting you trade, but I'm just letting you know what my thoughts are on the market, where price was this morning, where it's been for the past week, and what I was anticipating from price this morning. And, you know, at the end of every day, I'm always asking myself, so how could I improve on this? Like, how can I do better on this? And I really hope that one day I'm able to just enter the trade in London and hold it all the way through. I think I'm still a ways off from being able to do that. So that's why I had, you know, 4 trades that took pretty significant bites out of the market today. But you know, the goal is for me to be able to say, okay, I'm going to enter here and then watch price action in this level at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And as soon as it starts to reject from there, know that the next level is going to be previous week low and then the previous week low down here. So hopefully I get to that level. I think all of us as traders, we're all trying to get to our next level of competency, and for some of us, you know, we're still trying to figure out what order flow is. But anyway, that's it for this morning, and I will not be trading on Friday. I will not be trading tomorrow. I'm taking the day off. One of the things that I've learned is that the less I trade, the more profitable I am, and there's no need for me to trade tomorrow. I have taken quite a chunk out of the market this week, and I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to start my weekend early and taking my dog for a grooming appointment, and I will reach back to you guys next week for another week of fun price action. So anyway, if you have any questions, please throw them in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. If any of this resonated with you, drop your questions down below. I will add a few things into the description of this show in the show notes, and yeah, so hopefully you found this to be helpful. All right, guys, have an awesome Thursday and a great weekend, and I'll talk to you again next week. Bye for now.